morning students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Myself Dr. Neena. As you all know that I am uploading videos on previous year questions asked at IIT JEM and CSIR NET GATE. So today we will discuss some questions on linear transformation. So the first question is, let phi r square to c be a map defined by phi xy, this is equal to z, where z is x plus iota y, and let f from c to c be a function defined by fz is equal to z square and capital F, this is equal to phi inverse fy. Which of the following is correct? So four options are given to us and we have to choose one or two, whatever they satisfy the given statement. The linear transformation Txy, this is equal to twice xy, yx represent the derivative of f at xy, and linear transformation Txy is given by twice xy, yx represent the derivative of f at the point xy. The linear transformation Tz, this is equal to 2z represents the derivative of f at z is equal to c, and linear transformation Tz, which is equal to 2z, represents the derivative of f only at 0. So what we are given to us, we are given the phi function, which is a function of two variables x and y, because this pair is taken from r square, and for c you have z, z is x plus iota y. Again fz is a function given by z square, and capital F, it is a function of the type phi inverse f phi. So these things are given to us, so we will start from the things given to us. So the first question is, so what is given to us is f is equal to phi inverse f phi. So what will we do? We will find phi inverse fxy, this is equal to phi inverse f phi xy. This can be written like phi inverse f phi of xy, and phi of xy, this is given to us as z. So this is equal to phi inverse f z. Clear? Now what about fz? Fz is given to us as z square. So we open the z square where z is x plus iota y. So this will be phi inverse x square minus y square plus 2 iota xy. Now you can see that phi is given as a function of two variables x and y is equal to z. So what will be phi inverse z? This will be equal to xy, ordered pair xy. So what we have phi inverse, we have phi inverse x square minus y square plus 2 iota xy, or this can be written like x square minus y square comma 2xy. So let us assume x square minus y square as f1xy and 2xy as f2xy. Now what is given to us? We are given Txy. Now we know that Txy, this is equal to del f1 by del x, del f1 by del y, del f2 by del x, and del f2 by del y. We know this thing. So what will we do? We will just find their derivatives. So f1 xy, this will be equal to 2x, and then this is equal to f1 with respect to y. f1 with respect to y is minus 2y, then f2 with respect to x, this is 2y, and f2 with respect to y, this is 2x. So you can see that 2 is common from this matrix. So we are getting 2x minus y, y and x. So the result A is correct. Result A is correct. Now you can see that entries of result A and result B, they differ. So B is incorrect. Clear? Next we are given that Tz, this is which is equal to Fz, which is equal to z square. So when you find del f by del z, this will be 2z for all z belongs to C. So this is the third result. So then C is correct. And what about D? D says that this is del f by del z is equal to 2z for 0 is belongs to C. So that is not possible. So D is incorrect. So out of 4 options, option A and option C are correct. Next we have, let Rx denotes the vector space of real polynomials. Rx is a vector space of real polynomials. We know how to define a vector space. If you take two vectors v1 and v2 from V, then V which is a non-empty set, then v1 plus v2 belongs to V, and alpha V belongs to V, where alpha belongs to field. So Rx, it satisfies both these property. That's why Rx is a vector space, and it denotes the all real polynomials. So let us define a function d from Rx to Rx, denote the map df, this is equal to df by dx for all f. Then first condition is, first you have to prove d is 1 1, then you have to prove d is onto, or there exists e from Rx to Rx, so that d of ef, this is equal to f for all f, and there exists E from Rx to Rx, so that E of df, this is equal to f for all f. So 4 options are given to you, and we have to check that which one is correct. Now you can see that what we are given d is a function from polynomial to polynomial. Domain is the set of polynomials, as well as range is also the set of the polynomials, and it is given that d of fx, this is equal to df by dx. Clear? Now first of all we have to prove that whether d is 1 1 or not. So what will we do? We take the function fx as x plus 1. So d of x plus 1, what we are getting, this is equal to 1. Then if I am again finding d of x plus 2, it again comes out to be 1. So two elements, they are corresponding to the one element as 1 in the range. So function is not 1 1. This implies f is d is not 1 1. So A is incorrect. A is incorrect. Next you have f is onto. So how to prove f is onto? what is our domain? Domain is Rx. Rx is the set of real polynomial. So we assume one real polynomial fx as a naught plus a1x plus a2x square and so on. Then if I find, I define another polynomial gx just like this, a naught x plus a1 x square by 2 plus a2 x cube by 3 and so on. Now you can see that d of gx, d of gx, this is equal to fx. D of gx, this is equal to fx. Um, uh, it is easily verified. When you take the derivative of the polynomial gx, you will get fx. So if you are getting fx means D is onto. This implies B is correct. Now take up the next option. Now what we have D of E of f, D of E of f, this is equal to f. D of E of f, this is equal to f. This is equal to f. This thing we have to prove. So we define the function fx as integral 0 to x fx dx. We define the function e of f as e of f, e of fx. ठीक है. तो now if I find d of e of fx, what it will be? It will be integral and differentiation goes, so you are left with fx. So this implies d of e of fx is equal to f is correct. So this implies C option is correct. C is correct. Now the next option is, this is C, and next option is you have to prove that d of d of f, this is equal to f for all f. Clear? So let us take f as 1, fx function as 1. So what I will get? D of 1. So d of 1, which is equal to 0, right? Derivative of 1 is 0. So e of d of 1, which is equal to e of 0, this is equal to integral 0 to x 0 into dx, which is equal to 0. But our fx is 1, we have assumed fx as 1 and we are getting the result as 0. So this implies 0 is not equal to 1. So D is incorrect. D is incorrect. I think it will be clear to everyone. Now let us take up the next question. For an integer k positive, let pk denotes the vector space of all real polynomials in one variable of degree less than equal to k. Define a linear transformation T from P2 to P3 by T of fx is equal to f dash x plus xfx. Then which one of the following polynomial is not in the range of T? This thing you have to tell. Now you can see that P2 is a polynomial and P3 is also a polynomial. So as P2 and P3 both are polynomials, so we can write a set beta which is equal to 1x x square and beta 2 as 1x x square x cube. These two are eigenvalues. These are eigenvalues of eigen values of t, or you can say these are the basis for t, for p2 and p3. Now uh, what we are given, tx, this is equal to f dash x plus x fx. Clear? This is given to us. This is given to us. So t of 1, what it will be? T of 1, f dash 1 is 0 plus x into fx. Fx is 1. Fx, what about fx? Yes, fx is our 1, so it will be 1. So this is equal to x. Now again we find t of x. So t of x means fx is x, so f dash x will be 1 plus x into fx is x. So we are getting 1 plus x square. Then t of x square. T of x square, this is equal to f dash x, which is equal to 2x plus x into x square. So this is equal to 2x plus x cube. So we have the entries of t1 x and x square. We have the entries of 1 x and x square as the set x 1 plus x square and 2x plus x cube. So these all are the range. These all are the elements of range. So range of t, what it will be? Range of t, this is equal to alpha into x plus beta into x square plus gamma into x square x cube plus 2, x cube plus 2, such that alpha, beta and gamma, they belongs to the field F. So this is our range set. Now you can see that in this range set, A, B and C options, these are the element of the range set, but 1 plus x, if we take any value of alpha, beta and gamma, we are not getting 1 plus x. So 1 plus x, it doesn't belongs to the range D. So the option D is correct. Option D is correct. Clear? Next you have, let V be a finite dimensional vector space. T from V to V be a linear transformation. RT denotes the range of T, NT denotes the null space of T, V belongs to V such that TV is equal to 0. If rank of T is equal to rank of T square, then which one of the following is not necessarily true? Which one is not true? So you can see that null space of T, this is equal to 0, range of T square, nullity of T is equal to nullity of T square, nullity of T intersection range of T, this is equal to 0. So this question is asked at IIT JAM in 2021. So what we are given, we will take a set A like A is equal to 1 0 0 0. We take this set as we assume this. Now nullity of A, what it will be? Nullity of A will be 1 because 0 rows are 1. So the number of 0 rows, they will count as nullity of T. So rank for nullity of T this is equal to 0 set is wrong. This is wrong. So option A is incorrect. Next you are given that rank of T is equal to rank of T square is equal to rank of T square. Now we will use the formula rank of T plus nullity of T, this is equal to dimension of V. So this will be n minus and n is the dimension of V minus nullity of T. This is equal to n minus nullity of T square. N and n goes, so you are left with nullity of T is equal to nullity of T square, which is equal to, this implies, and this implies range of T is equal to range of T square. So option B is correct, which says range of T is equal to range of T square, then nullity of T and nullity of T square. So these two are correct. Now we have to check for the third option, which says nullity of T intersection is equal to 0 set. Nullity of T intersection range of T, this is equal to 0 set. We have to prove this thing. This is the fourth result. So what will we do? We will assume X belongs to nullity of T intersection range of T. Clear? So this is equal to X belongs to nullity of T and X belongs to range of T. So we will apply the definition for both. X belongs to nullity of T means T of X is equal to 0. X belongs to range of T, this implies there exists Y belongs to T such that T of Y is equal to X. We have applied both definitions. Clear? Now what we are given to us as T of Y is equal to X. So we will take T of Y is equal to X, implying T square Y is equal to T of X. But T of X is given 0. Now from 1, T square Y is equal to 0. So if T square Y is equal to 0, this implies Y belongs to nullity of T square. Y belongs to nullity of T square implies Y belongs to nullity of T, implies T of Y is equal to 0. T of Y, this is equal to X, this is equal to X, implies X is equal to 0 from 2. Clear? So ultimately you are getting X is equal to 0. This implies nullity of T intersection range of T, this is equal to 0 is correct. So what we did, we have taken one element X from nullity of T intersection rank of T. Because and is there, so X belongs to nullity of T and X belongs to range of T. Then we have applied the definition of nullity of T, range of T. Then we are getting T of Y is equal to X. Then we take T on both sides. So we are getting T square Y is equal to Tx. But Tx is given as 0. So you are getting T square Y is equal to 0. By definition, Y belongs to nullity of T square. If it belongs to nullity of T square, then it will belong to nullity of T. So again apply the definition, that is T of Y is equal to 0. T of Y is over X, so X is equal to 0. So in this way the D part is correct. So today we have discussed some questions on linear transformation. Try some questions on linear transformation, and like, share and subscribe the channel as much as possible. Thank you.